Hello, my name is Darren Woodfork. I'm an attorney here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And here at my firm, I practice personal injury work and I also seal old criminal cases here. But today I want to talk about something that I dealt with probably about 15, 20 years ago, and that's employment law. I don't do any employment law here anymore, but I have done a few cases in federal court. And actually, not many lawyers here in Arizona do employment law. And the reason why we don't, or they don't do employment law on the plaintiff side, on the victim side, and the reason why you don't is because Arizona is a right-to-work state. It kind of goes back to one of the videos I talked about before, how Arizona is a libertarian state, and it's, Barry Goldwater and John McCain and all that stuff. And it's kind of like, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone type state. And so Arizona is a right-to-work state. There's no unions here. Or no unions for the workers anyway. And so as a right to work state, you basically can quit a job anytime you want and they can fire you anytime they want. And so usually when they fire you, it's not illegal essentially here in Arizona. The times it is illegal when it violates federal law, which is like, age discrimination, race discrimination, disability discrimination, gender discrimination, things like that. I think it's Title VII if I remember correctly. Those are the federal laws that employment lawsuits are brought for. But if you're in that situation, if you're the victim of a case, you do have to go to you have to go to the EEOC. That's a federal bureau. Basically, you have to get what's called a right to sue letter before you can file a lawsuit in the states. Another problem with employment law cases, and again, why not many lawyers do that type of work, is because there's caps on the compensatory damage that you can receive. So you can sue somebody, you can sue your employer, but if they only have between 15 and 100 employees, you can only get $50,000. That's the cap. I think it's between 100 and 500 employees, you can only get $100,000 or $200,000 in total compensation. And then if it's over 500 employees, if you're working for a big company, you're capped at $300,000. So sometimes it's just not worth it to go through all the federal court litigation if you're going to be capped on what you could possibly recover as a victim of employment discrimination. So anyways, hope that helps. I mean, if you're the victim of any employment case, feel free to shoot me an email at Darren W. That's DERRONW at msn.com, and I'd be more than happy to get you a referral for one of the few lawyers that I know here in town that still do employment law from the plaintiff side. There's a ton of lawyers who work for the defendants, for the companies, and those are usually the big firms here in town, and they're doing not a whole lot of litigation, but just like employment manual stuff and hiring and all that type of stuff. But anyway, so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Also, I have a website here at woodforklaw.com. Feel free to check out any information I have on that website also. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. Thanks.